Good evening to all our wonderful viewers all over the world, and welcome to Face-to-Face program. This is a program where we frontally discuss political and social issues in Nigeria. This weekly program is brought to you every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Nigerian time, anchored by my humble self, Prince Ewemade Konkom. Today, we are going to be discussing about the presidential candidate, and we are also going to be joined in the studio by our brother, Dr. Edmond Ike. But before I bring him to the studio, let me just summarize some of the discussion for today. Who are those vying to become president of Nigeria? What are their record? There are 18 presidential candidates vying for the same office, but only 5 of them stand out as of today. Out of the 5, one of them would definitely become the president of Nigeria. Who are these people? What are their backgrounds? What have they done in their previous life and position of authority, or in the office they held in the past? Today, we are going to be discussing about 2 presidential candidates, Omoyele Sowore of AAC and Dr. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso of NNPP. Next week, we're going to have Peter Obi next week for our next week program. This is the second segment of those who are vying to become Nigerian president. Last week, we had the first segment on Tinubu and Alhaji Abubakar Atiku. So today we are going to be talking about Omoyele Sowore. Omoyele Sowore was born 16 February 1971. He is 71 years old. He is 51 years old. I beg your pardon. He is 51 years old as of today. Omoyele Sowore is a Nigerian human rights activist, a pro-democracy campaigner, known for founding the online news agency known as Sahara Reporter. In August 2018, he founded the African National Congress Party, known as AAC, and he ran as the presidential candidate in 2019 Nigeria general election. Omoyele Sowore is the presidential candidate of the AAC, which is the African National Congress, as of today. The second person is Dr. Musa Rabiu Kwankwaso. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, he was born on the 21st of October 1956. He's a Nigerian politician. He was the governor of Kano State from 1999 to 2003. And from 2011 to 2015, after he lost his election in 2003, he was appointed the first minister of defense of the Fourth Republic with no prior military background. From the 2003 to 2007, under the administration of former President Olusegun Obasanjo, he was elected to the Senate in 2015. He served one term under the All-African Progressive Congress, APC, platform representing Kano Central Senatorial District. So today we are going to be talking about these 2 presidential candidates. Who are they? What have they done in their previous engagement or previous political appointment or business, whatever they've done in the past? That's what we're going to be talking about today, so our audience can also be the judge. My own is to present all the 5 presidential candidates that stand out as of today before the Nigerian electorate, and you will be the judge. Mine is to present the case, and your own is to be the judge. So I'm going to bring my brother, Dr. Edmond Ike, to the studio. Dr. Edmond Ike, you are welcome to the studio, my brother.
Thank you, my brother, Prince Ewemade Konkom. It's always happy to share a studio with you. I'm happy to be here, and I say hello, my fellow Nigerians, wherever you are, in Nigeria or anywhere in the diaspora. Warm greetings.
Thank you. What part of the continent are you joining us from today?
I am joining you right from North America and the country of USA.
The God's own country. That's God's own country, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
It's quite unfortunate they are forsaking God these days.
Yeah,
but it's still God's own country.
Of course, that's why they call it the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Yes,
thank you. So let's dive into our conversation for tonight. Right. My brother, Dr. Edmond, who is Omoyele Sowore to you?
Omoyele Sowore, you've given a good summary of who he is, his birth and when he was born and that. Yes, Omoyele Sowore is a pro-democracy activist and now a politician, although he says in his interview he doesn't like being called politicians because politicians are always seen in a negative light. So you can call him a political activist. So as a political activist, he is the founder of Shahara Reporter and also the founder of the political party which is current flag bearer. This is AAC, or African Action Congress. This party was founded in 2018. I followed this journey. I was I wasn't an, I wasn't officially a Take It Back movement person or part of any political party. I've always been non-political, but I followed his movement when he came on in 2018. I followed him all the way, and I supported him. I campaigned for him actually during that season. So so I quite know a great detail about Showore's emergence in Nigerian politics and up to today. Although he is not who I'm supporting this election period, nevertheless, he is a great man, uh, a great leader in a way from how he has led his organization, Sahara Reporters, and the African Action Congress, even though he has so much turmoil in the Nigerian political landscape, he keeps pushing ahead, he keeps forging ahead, thrown in prison and taken to court over and over, but yet he survived it all and he's emerged currently as continuously fighting to be the president of Nigeria. So I commend him for that. Put him down like many people like putting him down. He's a great man and should be sold short. That's all I'm going to say about Omoyele Sowore for now. I'll add more as the conversation progresses.
Thank you so much. Omoyele Sowore, just like you described, is the founder of Sahara Reporter. He's also the founder of the party known as African Action Congress, AAC. Omoyele Sowore has been a lifelong activist going back to 1993. He was part and parcel of those who did the Babangida must go, Bacha must go political campaign. He was one time a student union activist. So when you see Omoyele Sowore, today he still like a student union activist. So leaders are born; they are not made. Leadership is inbuilt, is born with people. Unfortunately, I'm unable to show his displays photograph here for our viewers to see. I'm sure everybody knows who Omoyele Sowore is. He's a man that I salute his courage. He's someone that has come to open the eyes of Nigerian youth. So Omoyele Sowore has been on the news back and forth for the past 3 years or 4 years thereabouts, especially when he was arrested, detained, and rearrested. And I mean, he has been on the news off and on for the past few years now. Omoyele Sowore is someone every Nigerian youth, they speak well of him. Yes, some might not, but considering what he has been able to achieve within the last few years in the Nigerian political space, even though he lost the 2019 general election, but he continued to push ahead. He continued to speak out, continued to stand out, he continued to do things that ordinarily people would not do. He has been able to ignite the spirit of the revolutionists from many of Nigerian youths. We emulate him, we salute his courage. Considering Omoyele Sowore's background as a core activist, he is the founder of Take It Back movement and Revolution Now worldwide. Considering his background, do you think, in your own opinion, do you think Omoyele Sowore can ever be a president of Nigeria? Considering the political space, the political terrain in Nigeria, no political activist has ever become president in Nigeria. Considering all these factors that I've just laid before you, do you think Omoyele Sowore can ever be president of Nigeria?
I believe in the phrase "never say never." So absolutely, Omoyele Sowore can be the president of Nigeria someday. It's quite unfortunate. I would like him to be the president of Nigeria as of 2019. That was why I campaigned for him. I campaigned for him from 2018 all the way to the election. I endorsed him even on my YouTube channel. And so I spoke, I encouraged people, I pushed people to go out there and vote for him. I did even online polls and on-ground polls and to show, to assess what's going on, how the people feel about him. And he was a great candidate. It's quite unfortunate that he's not our president. Uh, so yeah, would he ever be a Nigerian president, or do I think that he can be a Nigerian president? Yes, I think he can be a Nigerian president, but unfortunately not in the current Nigeria. As Nigeria is constituted right now, he cannot. So if Nigerian situation changes, then definitely someone like him can become the president of Nigeria. But as Nigeria is currently is, he cannot be the president of Nigeria. That was what all the assessment I've done. I've followed him for almost 4 years now. So, and I realized that was why I wasn't campaigning for him this time or following him or making my principal this year, because I realized that as Nigeria is right now, Omoyele cannot be the president. And he knows that. Even if you start watching some of his, if he hears his comment, he kind of acknowledges that, yes, he cannot be the president at this point. He's pushing to change the narrative, to awaken people. So what he's doing now is to keep awakening people about the Nigeria we find ourselves and what Nigeria could be, and that we want Nigeria to be that thing. So that is his message, and that's why I keep connecting with him, even though I'm not campaigning for him or he's not my principal. I still hold him at high regard because he's still doing what he does best, awaken the spirit of young Nigerians and even old Nigerians who have been asleep and have given up in the political situation of Nigeria. He's making them wake up and realize that we can save our country, and we just have to wake up and be part of the process. That is what Omoyele is doing. That is what it is for me at this moment, and I commend him for that. And hopefully, I pray that we'll have a leader who will come on board to build the kind of Nigeria that will allow people like Omoyele Sowore to become president of Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that wonderful explanation. The reason I asked the question, many of us are of the opinion that considering the political terrain or the political space of Nigeria as of today, it will be very difficult for someone like Omoyele Sowore to become president of Nigeria.
Absolutely.
And many of us would have this opinion that in order for you to be president of Nigeria, there's quite a lot of things. There's quite a lot of things that needs to be done. One, in my own opinion, Omoyele Sowore made one of the biggest mistakes when he jumped into the race in 2019, and he made a comment that he was going to persecute all the past and present leaders of Nigeria. Looking at the situation on ground in Nigeria today, people like IBB, Obasanjo, Shagari, Abdul Salam, and so many other political, gladiators in the Nigerian space will never allow somebody like Omoyele Sowore to become president, just because he made that simple statement. Because these are people who have held Nigerian hostage for the last 60 years, because most of them were around in the 60s, they are still around in the 70s, 80s, 90s. We are in 21st century. For that singular statement he made alone, a lot of people are of the opinion that he made one of the biggest political mistakes of his life by that simple utterances, that he was going to persecute past and present leader, because they are still very much alive. They will not allow you to succeed, not to even talk about coming after them to persecute them and seizing everything that belongs to them. We are also of the opinion that, so if he were actually serious about that statement, he would have waited to get elected before carrying out whatever action he has within his mind. So that was the reason I brought that question to you, that considering the circumstances and the political space terrain of Nigeria today, do you think someone like Omoyele Sowore will ever be president? Because, like you said, I like Omoyele Sowore so much. He's a man that I respect. I did a one-man protest for Omoyele Sowore when he was arrested in 2019. I led a protest at the Nigerian embassy in Stockholm. I did it for 3 good hours. I was there with the police. I did it for him because that was the love, the love I had for him as a person. Because when he came out from nowhere to ignite the spirit of the revolutionary in some of us. Let's go back to Omoyele. Let's go back a little bit to his past. He was indeed a student union activist. We all know that. Go back to 1993, you see him standing with, as young as he was, standing with late MKO Abiola. That shows that he has been around. Do you think Omoyele Sowore, having found Sahara Reporter, do you think he has been able to achieve so much from the time he founded Sahara Reporter to date? Do you think he has been able to achieve anything within the Nigerian space?
Yes, yes, absolutely. He achieved so much within the Nigerian space. And that is the reason why a lot of people keep saying that he brought Buhari into power because of his working with Sahara reporters, which clearly he's not the one brought General Buhari into power. So, but that is what people credit to him, that he was the one, and that is why some people hate him or don't push support his political ambition, because they have this thinking that he brought Buhari into power, but he did not. Tinubu have already come out and said Tinubu brought Buhari into power, but yet a lot of people are supporting Tinubu and pushing him, Jagaban of Africa, Jagaban of Lagos, and they forget about that. But yet they keep saying Shora brought Buhari to power. So yeah, that is to show that he was able to do so much with Sahara reporters to be able to be acknowledged or given this accolade that he brought a whole president into power, because I guess they saw him that powerful. And that can be seen with all the corruption he has reviewed in Nigeria through his Sahara reporters. So that's amazing. It helped change the narrative in Nigeria to realize that, oh, this politician, they are stealing this huge amount of money. People know that politicians are stealing our money, but they don't know how bad. So the work of Shore helped people see how bad it is. So that is a great accomplishment.
Thank you. Looking at Omoyele Sowore, background, he was once a lecturer in one of the university in New York, founder of Sahara Reporter. Do you think he has what it takes to lead Nigeria, considering the size and the present situation of Nigeria? If he were to be elected president of Nigeria, do you think, in your own opinion, do you think he has what it takes? He has no political experience. He has no business experience. He has no whatsoever experience that is needed to lead a great nation like Nigeria. Do you think he has what it takes?
Yes, he has what it takes, and sure have a business experience. Owning and running Sahara Reporters headquartered in the United States is a business. Sahara Reporter is a business. He started that business. He owned it. He paid taxes for that business. He employed people for that business. So yeah, he has experience in running a business. He is a CEO. He's the founder and CEO of Sahara Reporter. So yes, he has business experience, and and to run a business as huge as Sahara Reporters, that is leadership. So he has leadership experience. Leadership experience does not have to be political in nature. And Sure have shown leadership experience even as a senior union activist. I myself have been a senior union, it's not senior union activist, senior union leader, president of the senior union. So that is leadership. As early as that, I too myself was the president of a student union, though not in Nigeria, because I went to school abroad. I went to my university about my bachelor's degree, master's degree, and medical degree all abroad. So, I understand his experience in that leadership space. It is a leadership experience. You cannot say it's not a leadership experience because it's not a governor, or because it's not a councillor, or because it's not a chairman of a local government, or because it's not a senator or House of Rep member. That does not reduce the leadership experience that he has gathered over the years. Okay, and then having political experience is not a prerequisite to become the president of Nigeria. People need to understand that. Anybody that is 35 years of age, constitutionally, can be the
So
president.
I might have to come in there. The reason I asked that question, if he has what it takes, because many people have the opinion that he owns Sarah Reporter. Sarah Reporter is just being run from one, it could be run from an office or a bedroom or somewhere in New York. You cannot compare that to a country with the size and the population of Nigeria. So you cannot compare running a business from your
Anybody
room or
making
your
that
bedroom.
argument, anybody making that argument is probably is not a reasonable person, or is not a deep thinker, or it's just irrational to make that kind of argument. The argument in itself is silly. What leadership experience does Buhari have? Does Buhari own Sahara Reporter? Have he owned an industry like Sahara Reporter? Or good luck, Jonathan, the president before Buhari, did he own any business as the size of Sahara Reporter? And by the way, Sahara Reporter is not run in a bedroom. Buhari have an office in the city of New York. Do you know how much you pay for an office in the city of New York? Do you know how you pay people salary? People work in Sahara Reporter and live in New York, and they are paid salary. Do you know how much you pay them? And you have workers in Nigeria. Do you know how much you pay them? So we have leaders, we have presidents in Nigeria who have not been able to accomplish what Sowore have accomplished, and yet people are complaining that people are not reasonable and irrational. We shouldn't make those kind of arguments.
Thank you so much. Thank you. We are going to take it a step further. Let's find out a little bit information about Dr. Rabiu Kwankwaso before we come back again to Sowore. Who is Dr. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso?
All right. Dr. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, as you said earlier before at the beginning of the show, he was a former governor of Kano State. Yes, indeed, he was governor, two-term governor, but not consecutively. The first term was 1999 to 2003. Then there was a break because they couldn't re-elect him due to, he was a big supporter of Obasanjo, and people from Kano does not like that at that time. So they couldn't vote him for the second term. However, he was able to come back to do a second term in 2011 to 2015. So that was when he completed his second term. So he has some political clout in the Kano and Northwest as a whole, but that is not enough to win presidency in Nigeria, in a country like Nigeria. But nonetheless, he has served, and his first tenure, from what I've read, I've never. When I went to Kano, I was just a child when I went to Kano, so I don't know much about the development in Kano or seen videos about Kano. I know there's big markets in Sabon Gari, Kano, because they have a lot of my people there, a lot of Igbos in Sabon Gari, so I know it's a booming area. So I don't know about the rest of Kano State, but from what I've read, his first tenure was not that great, but his second tenure, he tried to salvage himself. He did so much more in the second tenure. He built roads, bridges, schools, and revamped education in Kano, and even send students to go acquire university education abroad and stuff like that. So his second tenure was great, according to what I read. So not so great his first tenure. So I guess if you want to score him, you can either score him with his first tenure or you score him with his second tenure. But nonetheless, he has served in the Nigerian political space, which is kind of a requirement for Nigerians. He had to have served as a governor or something to be able to be a president of Nigeria. So he has that in his pocket.
Thank you so much. Do you think Dr. Musa Rabiu, Dr. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso has what it takes to lead a nation like Nigeria at this particular time?
Does he have what it takes? If I'm gonna judge him with his first tenure scorecard, then I would say no. But if I would judge him with his second tenure scorecard, I would say yes. He did some reform in Kano. He moved Kano at least from where it was to somewhere better. So that is good. But nonetheless, because I've seen him as like most people, most politicians, like you've had over this past weekend, how the great unifier of PDP, Atiku Abubakar, was saying the North does not need the Yoruba, did not need an Igbo to be president, did not need someone like him, a Northerner, to lead Nigeria. So that is bigotry. That is tribal. That is not acceptable in the fragile Nigeria we have. And Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, the leader of the Kwankwaso movement, unfortunately have similar mindset. And for that reason, I don't think he should be the president of Nigeria.
Thank you so much. We're going to go back to Omoyele Sowore. If you had the opportunity today to speak directly to Omoyele Sowore, what would be your advice to him?
If I have an opportunity to speak, I'll actually speak to him soon. I'm just trying to get myself together. I'll invite him to one of my shows to come give us his legal opinion or his opinion about the Constitution and some sections or portions of the Constitution. Hopefully, we'll make that happen. So, but if I have opportunity to speak to him, to give him advice how to go about his political ambition in Nigeria, I will tell him that he's doing great. First of all, I have to acknowledge the great work he's put in so far. You have done well so far. But as you rightly mentioned about the blunder which he committed by declaring that he's going to prosecute all past leaders for corruption and all that, I don't fault him for that. Just like you outrightly fault him for that. I think it's good that he said that. That will get leaders to sit up, to know that people actually are watching and people are not happy about that, and they deserve to be prosecuted. I don't want them to live in a bubble and think, oh, we cannot be persecuted. We don't deserve to be persecuted. We have done our. Oh, there's a phrase they say now. What's the phrase? We have paid our dues. I think there is what is his name? Kiyamo that said that Buhari have paid his dues. And also, I think what's that guy from Kogi State? The senator from Kogi, Dino Melaya, also says that Atiku have paid his dues. Like, what is this dues that they are paying? Is it looting us as the dues they are paying? So I don't understand. So they have not really paid their dues. So I don't want them to feel that have that feeling that they have paid their dues because they have looted us dry and have impoverished us. So I think it's good that Sowore made that statement that he will persecute all of them for impoverishing us and putting us on our knees instead of standing tall as a giant we are on our knees, and that is not acceptable. I won't fault him for saying that, but I will encourage him to keep on being presidential. But when he comes, he hold his head so high and be presidential at all time, which I think I've seen some of his recent interviews a little bit more cool-headed and presidential. And that's all I'm going to encourage him. Just continue to be presidential and keep hitting the nail on the head and make sure people hear him loud and clear that things that are not acceptable are truly not acceptable. What I mean, someone. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Our wonderful viewers all over the world, we have almost come to the end of today's segment of the show. You've heard directly from our guests, and you also heard from me. You, the electorate, you are the umpire in this coming general election. Your fate, you have to decide it. It is your own cup of tea. We live in a diaspora, but we are only contributing our little bit from our comfort zone. It is your choice. This is your call. You have to make proper decision when it comes to electing the next president of Nigeria. This utmost decision rests upon you, the electorate, the Nigerian electorate. We are only presenting the case of these people who are vying to become the president of Nigeria before you. So you can be informed, have the proper knowledge, have the information to make the right decision when it comes to voting on election day. My brother, what is your your final comment to both presidential candidates and our viewers as well?
Thank you for this opportunity, my brother Prince, and wonderful viewers out there. it's always a great, it's giving great joy to always have this opportunity to speak to you guys, to offer my opinion and the issue that concerns us, all of us as Nigerians. And for the presidential candidates, my word for you is that you should aspire to be the kind of leader that will change the life of every Nigerian, not some Nigerians, not a few Nigerians, not even the majority, but all Nigerians. All Nigerians have to feel the impact of your leadership. That is what you aspire, and not negative impact, because all Nigerians are feeling the impact of bad leadership. But we want all Nigerians to feel the impact of good leadership. We deserve it. We are humans too. So that is what every presidential candidate should aspire to. That is what Rabiu, Mr. Kwankwaso should aspire to. That is what Omoyele Sowore should aspire to. Then our viewers out there, you've had this wonderful job that my brother Prince Ewimade Konkonso is doing by bringing out this candidate to you. He has spread them out before you. You have asked me a question, I've answered. You've heard what I have to say, you've asked what I have to say. It's for you to decide what kind of leader do you want going forward. Do you want a leader that will make your life better? Or do you want a leader that will make your life miserable as it has been in the past few decades? What do you want? It's left for you to choose. And for you to choose, you have to ensure to get your PVC. PVC collection has been ongoing since July, August, September, October, and October. It's still going to be ongoing. So please, if you have registered but haven't collected your PVC, go and collect your PVC. It's in the different local government INEC offices. Go there, pick up yours. And not just picking it up, make sure you vote on election day. Vote your conscience. Vote the right candidate that will start the journey into building a better Nigeria for you and I, and for our children and our children yet unborn. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, my brother. My fellow Nigerians, history will always remember every one of us. What I'm doing today, what you are doing today, history will be the judge. Nigeria is at a critical junction. 2023 general election is going to be a deciding moment for all Nigerians, irrespective of tribe, religion, or political affiliation. We must get it right. If not, God forbid, Nigeria will remain in total darkness for another 2 decades. The choice is yours. You have to go out there, collect your PVC, and vote right, vote for the candidate that you believe that's going to lead Nigeria out of this political crisis, out of this insecurity, out of this unemployment. With your PVC, you can get this job done. Elections are not won on social media. Election politics is local. If you have not picked up your PVC from the INEC office, please do so. We beg of you. We live in our comfort zone, but we feel the pains of our family, of our friends, of our loved ones. That is why we are taking our time to educate you more on these people that is coming before you to ask for your vote. 2023, remember, is going to be a deciding moment for every Nigerian. There's no political party, there's no religion, there's no other ethnicity. It's going to decide our fate moving forward. If we are to remain together as one nation, 2023 is going to decide it. So until next week, same time, same place, we are going to be coming back to your way with the 3rd episode of this program, which is Peter Obi of the Labour Party. Remember, this is the 2nd segment. We had the 1st segment last week, and this is the 2nd segment. The 3rd segment will be solely on Peter Obi of Labour Party. I'm going to be presenting Peter Obi before you, just like I've done with the other 4 presidential candidates, so that you will be informed and be able to make a proper decision. Till next week, same time, same place. Remain blessed. My brother, I thank you for being part of this program today.
Thank you.